Alright Blues, welcome back to Junior Blues. This is part 1 and I'm back with esteemed company, or Stephen McInerney, as he prefers to be called.
Both really, depends.
We're going to be talking in this part about the young players who've got out on loan this season. Stephen's going to be giving all of his expert analysis on how they're getting on, or try to. Let's start with Jason Denayer, who everyone wanted to stay at City, obviously went to Turkey. How's he got on?
Really, really well, and there's no surprise in that in any shape or form really, because he remains a brilliant player. His debut came from the Champions League away at Atletico Madrid, which is as tough as it gets really. Yeah. And he played out of position. He played left centre back, which is not his usual choice of position, and then in the second half he played at right back, which is for, in your debut in a place like that, to do as well as he did in that game is incredible. I saw this stat where he, given all the players on the pitch, Koke, Griezmann, Schneider, all these brilliant footballers, and he had the highest passing rate percentage of 64 passes and 94%. And he's carried on there as well. He's played right back a few times now, and as you'd expect, he's took to it like a duck to water. Just a complete natural, skillful, fast, everything you expect.
I saw that turn in the middle of the park against Atletico.
It's not bad, is it?
The dummy and then But why do you think he's playing at right back? Because well, obviously they're playing him there, but does that make him more appealing to the City coaching staff?
Well, definitely. I mean, I think the intention was to play him centre back, but they have a good partnership, and he steps in, and he was just good. And they need their right back is their weak link apparently, and he's just been brilliant there. And he's defensively very strong anyway. He's great in the one-on-one situations, and they see something there obviously, and he has that ability to play as a right back, and obviously that only benefits City. They'll be happy that he's kind of adding more strings to his bow, and he's actually experiencing different aspects of the game. So.
Seems the new thing as well, doesn't it? Where centre halves play right back or left back, depending on what they can do. Mangala's done it at Porto. That can only be good for us.
Young players do that. Like you don't ease usually a young player in a centre back. As a centre back, like you look at a lot of players in history, they start on the right hand side of defence or whatever, somewhere it's a little bit less kind of costly potentially. Denayer will be a centre back, undeniably, no pun intended. But this will definitely help him. He'll learn so much about the game technically. Obviously, he'll improve his skill set overall.
Right, let's move on to another full-back, Angelino, who's the other side of the world in New York City. Had a tough time.
It's been a weird one. I was incredibly excited when he signed for New York as Pirlo, Lampard, Villa and all these players, and you think, these are such brilliant players, how can he not learn as a player alongside these? And in some ways he probably has, he's playing alongside professionals of a very high standard in terms of the way they approach the game and their attitude, and he will learn the odd thing, but the league is such an odd league in terms of it's almost like a basketball game at times, and it's back to back. There's no organisation, and Newcastle, New York is so primitive still that there's no organisation at all defensively. And the one thing he missed as a player was that real kind of nous and understanding of the defensive aspect.
Maturity.
And as it is, he's playing in a defence that probably isn't any better than the EDS defence. He's probably not as organised as that. That's
the risk, isn't it? He's going to play every game out there, but whether the standard's going to be good enough for his development.
He's also been playing football now for a year and 2 months solid, since last August, because he's got a lot of energy. He can run back and forth all day, but that will take its toll on an 18-year-old eventually.
So that's the not so good one, but we'll move on to one that might surprise a lot of people who don't know about this kid. You can introduce him, but Ntcham at Genoa.
Yeah, this has kind of surprised me, but not surprised me at the same time, because I watched him last year, and there was times when Ntcham, very much like Fofana in a way, in terms of he's an athlete, he's strong, powerful, and he can burst forward. He's a beast. He reminds me of, do you remember Baptista for Arsenal, that barrel-chested bull of a player? It's that kind of ferocity to him. Yeah, it does. But there was times last year when he would be brilliant. He'd be Yaya Toure 1 minute, whilst bursting forward and curling one in from 25 yards, and the next second he'd be giving the ball away. Unexpectedly Joey Barton-esque, but there was never doubt about his ability or his work rate, just about that consistency. Yet he's taken to Italian football and professional football brilliantly.
Well, they've been comparing him to Pogba,
which is obviously over the top.
Well,
but it shows how well they rate him over there. And Genoa are a club who give young players a chance. They're a very progressive, forward-thinking club, and they come 6th last year in the league, and he started 6 games for him already, playing as a false 9, weirdly, playing left wing, playing as attacking midfielder. But each time, I think what he has for him is he has a real confidence to his game, and he's been very strong, very aggressive, running on the front foot, and just causing in general a very organised and tactical league a lot of problems.
To say from what I've seen, he just runs riot because they don't know what to do.
He's a bulldozer.
But he gets back as well because he's so strong and.
He's intelligent football as well. He's not just a battering ram, and he wouldn't get as far as he had at City if he was to start. He'd be doing a disservice to say he's just all power and bronze, because he can pass, he can shoot, he can finish. And some players have all the ability in the world, but you don't know how they're going to react until they actually get in a first team environment. And he seems to be one who seems to really enjoy that responsibility.
So 2 positives and 1 minor negative.
Yeah.
But they're the 3 that we're going to look at on this episode. I'm sure in the next few weeks when we come back to it, there'll be others who pop up and others who are doing well or not so well abroad, and we'll cover them that time. But make sure you come back for part 2, where we're going to be looking at all of the young teams, the under-18s, 19s and the EDS. So join us back for that one.